friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie and I love to do all things homemaking. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. If you're returning, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. So today I'll be tackling a much needed kitchen reset. The fridge needs a serious clean out, the sink is full of dishes, and the kitchen in general just needs a fresh start. If your space is feeling a little chaotic too, grab a coffee, grab a tea, put me on in the background, and let's get into a productive cleaning session together. So today I'll be starting with the fridge because, let's be honest, it's been neglected for longer than I'd like to admit. There are a few things hiding in the back that definitely need to go and some spills that need to be wiped down. I like to use vinegar with a little bit of essential oils to wipe down and clean everything around my house. I feel like it's less toxic than using a traditional cleaner. I actually like to make my own. I will mix about half a cup of vinegar into a large 24-ounce spray bottle, and I'll add between 5 and 8 drops of an essential oil. I usually go with an orange or a lemon essential oil, and then I just fill the rest with water. Taking the time to wipe down your refrigerator and get everything nice and clean does, take a little bit of time, but I definitely think it's an essential step because it ensures that you're, not harboring any germs in your refrigerator, and that when you're ready to put in your new groceries and reorganize your refrigerator, everything is nice and clean and smells really well. Let me know down in the comments how often you all clean or wipe down your refrigerator. I know for some people it could be a few weeks. Some people like to do it every week. Me personally, I try to get into the refrigerator and wipe it down at least once a week, even if it's not necessarily a grocery haul day. I just feel like it definitely makes a difference and helps you see what you do have and what you don't, because sometimes things do tend to pile up and we just start, putting in containers of leftovers in the refrigerator, and then when you least expect it, you've got a whole stack of science experiments just sitting in there. Okay, so I am a mom to 2 little girls, and as everyone knows, if you have children, you get those little handprints everywhere, or them going in and out of the fridge to grab snacks, and sometimes it can get even messier than it would usually without having small children. So because of that, I definitely think that giving it an extra wipe here and there during the week helps. Next step, the dishes. I do not have a dishwasher. So in my house, we wash dishes the old school way, by hand. So sometimes the dishes do pile up and it can be a little overwhelming to wash everything by hand, but that's where we're at in life. So you make do with what you have. To me, trying to keep the sink clear of dishes makes a huge difference when it comes to feeling like the kitchen is clean, because if the sink is full of dishes and everything else is wiped down, to me, it still feels dirty. So my number one goal is to try to maintain a empty kitchen sink and to make sure that all dishes are clean, and regardless of whether the counters are dirty or the stove or everything else needs to be wiped down. As long as the dishes are clean, that's definitely like a 50% improvement. The next step, wiping down all the surfaces, the counters, the stove top, and the appliances. The fridge I usually try to wipe down after I clean it out. So that tends to be the first appliance I usually clean. But if not, I will leave that to the end and wipe that down at the same time that I wipe the stove top. I guess it just depends on how I'm flowing through the kitchen when I'm cleaning. There's no special technique, and like I was saying earlier, I do make my own all-purpose cleaner. I also do use it on my appliances, and I haven't had any issues with it. So, that's my go-to. I don't like to buy any store-bought cleaners because I feel like they're toxic and they're not good for your health, especially when you have little ones running around. So, to me, that's my go-to. And let's all remember, nothing is perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, just functional. And we all have to do whatever works for our family, whatever works, with our lifestyle. And, that's what it comes down to. I feel like there's a lot of comparison on social media, and we feel like we have to keep up with the Joneses. But I feel like we have to center ourselves and ground ourselves and remember that, we just have to live life to the best of our ability and try to maintain our home as clean as possible, and in a way that suits our lifestyle and our family. If this video gave you some motivation to reset your own kitchen, please feel free to stick around for more videos like this coming soon. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.